All right. Hello, everyone, and please welcome Kuba. Hi, Kuba. How are you?
Hi, Philip. Yeah, not too bad. Nice to be here.
It's a pleasure to have you. Please welcome Kuba. He's front-end lead with developer program team. He also is an avid maker. He made a lot of apps in his life, and more recently, he made a couple of apps for Latches Marketplace. And today we'll meet to get a little bit more note about Kuba and probably know some pieces of advice from him to other makers. So just to kick off the meeting, could you please share some background about you?
Sure. Yes, so I'm currently with LiveChat for I think about 2 years. And before that, I lived in England actually for almost 12 years, so a long time. And my last project before LiveChat was a work for email marketing company. I was a front-end developer there, but I've started actually as a PHP developer, as probably a lot of front-end developers back then. And yeah, in the UK, actually, I think I had 2 or 3 jobs, but yeah, mostly was web and PHP developer. And before the UK, I finished the University of Technology in Wrocław. That was computer science, surprisingly. And I think my first job in Wrocław was actually as a tester, a game tester in a company named Techland. I don't know if you guys know about this. So yeah, I guess that's pretty much my background.
That's super interesting storyline. And in England, you've spent like 10 years or something? Is that right?
Yeah, I think 10 or 11 years. Yeah. Something like that. Yeah, a long time.
Would you mind sharing what made you go to England in the first place?
Sure. Yeah, it was actually it was my mom. I think because she used to be a teacher, and one of her colleagues told her that there's a lot of work for IT people in the UK, so you might try it. So and she was willing to help me, because then she moved there. Not my mom, her colleague. She moved to Brighton, actually, the town where I used to live. And yeah, myself and my wife, we decided just to go there, and see what happens, and we stayed there for 12 years, which was quite interesting.
Yeah, so natural question would be how did you feel when coming back after those 11 or 12 years? Was LiveChat the reason you came back, or?
I don't know if that's a tricky question, but no, actually, yeah, actually, I forgot about this as well, because after England, we spent 1 year in Lisbon as well, in Portugal. It was part of the contract for the company from the UK. It was the same role, but up there in there, and actually, when we stayed there in Lisbon, we felt that actually Lisbon is very close to Poland, like people and the culture. So we thought, okay, maybe it's time to come back to Poland. And yeah, that's what we did. And yeah, it's been okay, I guess. It has some advantages and disadvantages as well, as probably every place. So, but in general, yeah, it was a positive change.
Sure, I get it. Thank you for sharing all the story. Sure. So probably it would be a great moment to jump straight into moving fast forward straight to the things you are making. Mm-hmm. Could you please share something about what you are making?
Yes, I think I'm going to answer this question in 2 ways. So first of all, as you already said, I'm making some apps and integrations for our developer console for our marketplace. And another thing I'm trying to make is I'm trying to make our team better in programming, mostly in React and JavaScript. We have a great team, and they're all like willing to learn. So I decided to run some workshops every week, and yeah, those two things.
How do you call these workshops? Do you have a specific name for that?
Yes, actually we do. I'm a fan of Big Bang Theory, and we call it Fun with Flux. So if everyone was watching that, probably knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah. So cool. Yeah, I definitely agreed on that. That's your team is phenomenal when it comes to learning and advancing in programming. So and again, hats off to you for taking care of them and organizing such workshops. I think it's a great initiative. Could you please tell us a little bit more about why actually you are building something, or why you're organizing such workshops?
Yeah, of course. So in terms of integration, as a member of the team of developer program team, we're trying to make our products, our platforms easier for external developers. So I think the best way to do that is just to try to create an integration yourself. Try to be in somebody else's body, and that's one of the reasons, most important one. Just to start creating an app and use the platform you're actually building, and see see how it goes, like what's missing, maybe what we could do better. And yeah, and there were a few things actually I discovered. So this feedback is then passed next to the project managers, and yeah, we can discuss that, how to make it better, or what to change, what to add. I think that helps.
And how would you rate the experience so far? But be honest. I know that you are in the team that is building it, but I'm curious, how do you rate it?
Yeah, it's good. Like comparing to other platforms, I think we have quite nice flow, which we actually keep improving now, and it's easy to use. It doesn't have the documentation is great. So in general, yeah, I think I'm going to say it's a good user experience there.
Sure. And you are speaking right now as a. Can I share the name? Sikora Works. Is that right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, that's my company name. Yes.
So how many apps did you create as a Sikora Works?
I believe I have 4 or 5. Yeah, it's something like that. There's still something in making, but I keep getting some feature requests from clients. So I'm trying to find the time to do that, but also helping some other external developers, like some friends from the UK, to get started with their apps. Is also there. But yeah, on the other side, I think it's very important for me that that people in my team improving skills. I think that this is like very important for me as a leader of front end team, that people who I work with directly or not only, don't stay in the same place. I think that's the worst thing which can happen inside the company, that you're not learning, you're not improving yourself, and you keep stale, and that's sometimes causing frustrations, and can end up like even leaving the company, because you're not interested, and things like that. So yeah, through those workshops and other, sometimes we're just playing games, like coding games. I think I'm trying to make it fun, like it's fun and flex. But on the other hand, yeah, trying to get my colleagues to learn new things as well. Yeah.
I really love the twofold approach. You're mentioning that one thing is to work with a team, and this is your like first persona of Kuba, who is working with a team, who is trying to make them advance in programming, and you're doing this through workshops, through initiatives, through like common practice. And the second persona of you is the external developer, which allows you to have and gather more insights on the project you are working, and also gain like a different perspective on things. I think we can already like gather a lot of insights from this experience. I'm wondering if you can if we can dive into one of the apps you are creating as this second persona, as external developer. Do you have any like favorite app which was like most fun to work with, or which was most successful, for instance?
Yeah, I think that's I can mention the Quick Notes, the app. I think the idea came from one of actually my colleague, Michał, and it was something which was missing in live chat app. So customers, when an agent is talking to a customer, sometimes they want to make some notes about the chat, and this is just the integration which lets you save those notes against the chat. So then I don't know, your manager or yourself as an agent can come back and reference those notes and use them then later to help. I don't know, it depends of course of your needs, to help your customers. And it was, yeah, it's I don't know, it was very easy to do actually, which is something I would recommend later to keep it simple. I just used our API, live chat API, and yeah.
And how many users does this app have?
I think currently it's about 150, something like that. Of course, there is a risk that at some point live chat will implement that feature as a native one, but it's, you can always make it better. Yeah, and this was, yeah, but on the other hand, there were also some challenging apps like Slack, like for example integration with Slack, which it's quite complicated because of the handling the communication between live chat and Slack. So that was quite complex, and I think I didn't expect how complex that is. And after release, I had to actually make some changes to make it easier, because I was trying to make it too complicated.
Sure. I can imagine that integrating with other like messaging platform, especially that different, right? Because live chat is quite different than Slack in like business model and everything. It's quite challenging. So probably kind of, it's not all about money, but I'm wondering if that was like profitable or satisfying for you to create these apps. Would you recommend doing this for other people?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. If you feel that after your day job you still have time to do some extra work, and you can, I don't know, you can spend 1 hour or 2 hours a day, or some few hours during the weekend, and there's something, and this is great opportunity for you to learn something. I think that's important. And then if you get the reward, like you said, from like some like extra income, it's perfect. And I think developer console platform lets you adjust the way you like the payments. So if it's a monthly payment, if it's a one-off payment, yeah, there was a lot of different choices for your needs.
So just to put the right like idea in people's mind, how long did it take to actually build kind of a revenue that satisfies you with the platform?
I think I would say a few weeks. It should be possible. I'm not saying like you spend every day 8 hours or something like that, but as I said, like maybe 1 hour a day or something like that. Maybe during a weekend you can spend more, like 2-3 hours. But yeah, in general, I think a couple of weeks should. It of course depends of the complexity of the application, but I would say a few weeks. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Okay, so moving on to the outside of the projects itself, what would be your advice if there is the thing with motivation? So in order to make something and keep on making, you need to stay motivated. That's kind of obvious. What would you advise for people to stay motivated to keep making?
Yes. Well, I think that's something I learned in the UK actually, just to keep it simple. I think that's the main goal for me. And if you try to make something, big, complex, you're never going to finish, and you just get frustrated, and your project is going to win. But if you cut your work to small pieces, and the important thing is to plan it as well. To try to achieve something like, I don't know, during this week I'm going to do this component. During this week I'm going to do this API or something. And if you keep it simple and not try to build like everything, not try to make all bells and whistles for your application, it will be successful. Well, it should. Okay, it's not it's not 100%, but it should be successful. So, and try to keep to those. Try when you, and also when you plan something, try to keep that plan, because sometimes, well, I can say that from experience. You're building something and you forget about those things, those plans or those points, like for a day you want to build. You're just spending some time to polishing some component, but then you're forgetting about some other complex important part of your app, and you're just wasting time on something which is probably not going to be used that much, instead of building something important. So I think, yeah, just keep it simple.
I think these are golden advices. So make a plan, stick to the plan, and keep it simple. Like 3 points to the success. These are great. What about skills? Do you need any particular skill to build app or to keep on making?
So yeah, ideally programming language. It's probably important, something for the web. Or if you like integration, if you like a backend integration, then yes, some backend language. So that's probably a must, I would say. Or actually, if you have an idea and if you don't have programming skills, there are platforms where like, I don't know, like some platforms where you can actually ask for help, or hire a developer who can make the integration for you. At least the idea is important. So
yeah, I think I'd piggyback on this. I mean, there are a lot of marketplaces where you can actually hire someone to program for you, and there are, I believe, a lot of no-code tools. I think this like trend is rising right now, and allows you to like even build a simple app without even a single line of code. So I guess that's is very important point you just made, that you don't really need the programming skill to become a maker within the platform.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. I think we are moving close to the final question, which is about the your top advice for makers out there. Like, what is the thing you would consider is the best thing to keep in mind while making?
Mm-hmm. Try to make try to I would say try to get fun from what you actually what you're doing. Do not treat your your project as something you must do, because it's not going to be beneficial for you. I think if you're making something and you're proud about the project, then your then your gut feeling is great. So yeah, I think just make something for fun, I guess.
It's all about having fun. It's all about learning something new. It's all about having satisfaction out of it.
Yeah.
There is no point in adding yourself a tons of work that you feel overloaded with, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's really good advice. I definitely agree on that. All right. Thank you so much, Kuba, for being today with us and sharing
Thank
all
you.
the advices. I believe that we learned a lot from these. If you want to reach out to Kuba, you can find him on Slack. You can ask him about how to organize such workshops with the team, about how to stay motivated with the things you are making. I believe Kuba is very open to discussion. So
Absolutely, yes.
yeah. Okay. Thank you so much, Kuba, and
Thank
have a
you.
nice day.
You too. Bye.